back to a much-missed Friday Night Dungeons & Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master, Craniodad. Tonight we will be playing with Harlequin's Requital as they work through Horde of the Dragon Queen. We are still in Chapter 4. They are level 4 characters. We are still on the road. They have just reached Daggerford. We have one party member who is running a little bit late. Hopefully things are well. And yeah, we are going to kind of just go ahead and jump into it a little bit. I'll ask you guys to make some rolls on behalf of Akira because there are some group checks that will be needed. But before we get too deep into this, let me go ahead and flood all of the follows that happened while we were away for the last 21 days. So there's... Oh, and the new one. Hey, Still Bleeding Sweat. Sweat? Yes, Sweet. Still Bleeding Sweet. Thank you so much for the follow. You're the first one, and now we'll go ahead and flood all the others. Because we are racing to 100 followers, and once we hit 40, we'll be able to kick off 2 more giveaways. So, yes. Why don't you guys... recap what life on the road has been like for you before we go too deep into this. You're going to hear that for a little bit.
We've been hanging out with this caravan. We've been trying to be like guards and protectors and lookouts. We chased down
what we thought was like a golden stag, but it ended up being a wood elf with some friends, of whom we were kind enough only to kill 3 or 4 of his dear friends and not all of them.
Yeah, he asked us not to eat him. So that was disappointing. And then we went back to the caravan and someone was beating his horse, and we decided...
Which is not a euphemism. It's not after dark yet.
I mean, we don't know what else he was doing, but we decided that wasn't a good thing for him to do. And we didn't actually realize at the time that he was part of our caravan. So we took him out and his guard and his mage and made sure he got consequences for animal cruelty. And yeah, we made it to Daggerford. And I think those are the highlights.
Sounds about right. Look at my notes. Yes, you guys pull into Daggerford, which you guys know is, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 10 day away from Waterdeep, give or take, based on weather and travel. It's a good spot where horses are changed, people are usually brought on board that are going the rest of the way. Daggerford's kind of like another central hub, a little bit more inland, so there's not a lot of shipping and things along those lines, but the caravans are pretty well known for going north and south along the tradeway as being secure ways to go. People kind of join in, people depart, and go to other directions elsewhere. You guys reach Daggerford as night is falling, and very accustomed to this at this point because I think we realized that it's not really like 14 days, it's more like 50 days of travel. So you guys have been on the road now for about 40 days. So you guys are pretty accustomed to the night routine, but this is a little bit different because you're actually coming up on a town, but there's a little place just outside of town where you guys are able to set up camp, and usually you guys who are guards, you guys wind up camping with a bunch of other guards, and there's patrols that are set up, so you guys may have rotation one night, you may not have rotation. There's a lot of people who take part in that because you guys all work together. You may be getting paid by different vendors. You may be getting paid a different wage, but it doesn't really matter. Over time, you guys realize that it's pretty well oiled machine that way. Nobody's always on guard. It doesn't make sense to have 30 people up when you have the opportunity to have only 2 or 3, and everybody else can get some decent rest. So some people filter off and go into Daggerford, and some other people come out to camp with the group, and you've overheard, this is your guys' first time on this train. But you've overheard that this is pretty common, and what these people are, these are the people who are going to be joining, usually the rest of the leg. They might be going to Waterdeep, they might be going to Neverwinter. These trains break up at every major city, which Daggerford is not. But they break up at Waterdeep, and they break up again at Neverwinter. It continues all the way up to Luskan, and it's just a way to travel securely. So you've seen this happen in some other small towns and villages where couriers may be getting dispatched or something along those lines. But you know, it all goes off without a hitch, and you guys set up your camp. You get your tents and your bedrolls and everything like that. You get a campfire going. You have food going, and there's usually a big communal dinner. You guys are still feeding off of that little bit of venison that you have left from the deer that you brought back. It's near the end of its shelf life, but it is what it is. So
Jerky.
it's almost jerky at this point. So
Bambi jerky.
with that, I need everyone to roll a charisma check as you're sitting around the campfire and just eating. I need somebody to roll on behalf of Jonathan, and I will see what his score was. Just roll a d20 for Jonathan, and I'll tell you what he got. Or I will figure out what he got.
I can.
Whoever.
Okay, way better for him.
All right, everybody, just tell me your charisma score.
19.
17.
3.
Okay, and what was
And
it? Yours?
Jonathan's I rolled at 15. I don't know what his modifier is.
Okay. 3, eh? Who had the 19?
Me.
Okay.
Amazingly, I'm like 0.
I would say as dinner is dying down, you know, conversation's starting to wane a little bit. What's your passive perception is pretty high. This is like
Yes.
9,484.
It's 20.
20. What's your passive?
13.
13. That's kind of high enough. This has been going on for a while, and you're gonna see. This is gonna be more for you, but you're gonna start kind of getting the hair on the back of your neck to stand up a little bit. Over the last probably 4 nights, as you guys have camped, and you guys have already pulled guard shift, so this isn't your night. Neither of the 2 nights are your nights for guard shift, and Daggerford, as far as you know. But there seems to be there's this what is it? A gnome who's another guard who is you've picked up on this, and this is the first time that you're finally starting to see it. This gnome is just eating, but just intently just looking at Quelbrudlum the entire time. People will say things and he'll kind of break off and he'll just come back, just keep peering. And you've noticed before, like Quelbrudlum will get up because he'll get done early. He want to go read before he goes to bed, and then the guy becomes more animated and starts talking to people. Whenever Quelbrudlum is around, especially at the campfire, he's just watching him as he eats, just kind of like peering at him, and hopes somebody seduces that gnome. Okay, chat, we are definitely getting into the Friday night fever. But that's what. So for you, this is too often, and you're starting to like, man.
Is it like
a little edgy?
Is it like blank face looking at him, or is
Very
there some
intense.
sort of like? Is it like in a negative way, or?
Give me perception.
20.
20. Trying to figure something out. He's definitely trying to figure something out.
Okay, so more like interest versus.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to feel like if it's like a hostile vibe or if it's like
A curious vibe.
Yeah.
It's definitely not curious.
Oh, it's not curious. Okay, but you said like he's a normal.
He's another guard.
But he's like normal, cheerful kind of personality.
Yeah, but he'll
the rest of the time.
whenever he sees, like, especially at night, because that's when you guys usually all come together. It's one of those things that, you know, it's just like if it wasn't Toral being Toral, like for example, Nightbreeze would walk over and be like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like that. Like at that point, that's kind of the vibe you're getting. Like you walk over and just be like, you know, but you're realizing this, and you're like, you know, this isn't the first time this guy's looked at me this way.
Well, I'm interesting, so.
Right. So, and I think it's fair with your perception being what it was, that you know, or with your passive being what it was. That's like, you know, kind of used to this by now.
Yeah.
You're like, my tie, got it.
I'm surprised everyone's not just watching me.
Yeah, I don't know then if like I don't know if Toral would like do anything or say anything then. If it wasn't like overly negative vibe, she'd just be like, this guy's a little weird.
Would you make faces though, or would your demeanor change from it, or if this would be just like an internal
I'm just, like noticing him. I'm like, he's a little strange. I don't think she would like interact with him.
Okay. So with that, you guys finish your meals. You probably retire to read some and write some, and you're able to get a full night of rest. I think I can give Jonathan a long rest because his numbers look really bad on stream. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that for him. Let me see if that fixes what I'm seeing. I hope it does. I'll give it a few seconds. Yep, there we go. Hooray. But make sure you guys have long rest because Toriel's still showing as a 18 out of 31.
Oh, I didn't mind.
But
have I noticed any cryptic messages at midnight in my new spellbook?
No, you have not. And you've been looking. Like you will purposefully wake up just to check, and it's nothing's there yet. I will say, because it'll happen tonight. As you're going to sleep, you always have like that dragon scale bound book near you, and you feel it start to warm up again.
Ooh.
I believe the last message that you got was her name.
Yes.
And by now you would have paired up the fact, if you didn't already, that that's the blue dragon that you guys that they delivered the eggs to.
Yes.
And
Linathan.
yes, and you open it up, and in the same blue gilded font appearing on the paper, almost as you're reading it, like the words just weren't there. And then as your eyes graze across it, they're there, and then when you look back, they're gone.
Yeah.
Are the words, "They're getting closer, as are you. Protect us all."
Okay.
And then the very beautifully scripted L, and then just kind of dissipates, and the book begins to go cold again.
Okay. I'll squeal with excitement.
And is this in the camp so like other people can notice it?
She's got her own tent, just like you all have your own tent.
All right. Was your squeal loud enough to wake people?
No, probably not. It's more like when those are like, like, because that's like exciting.
All right. So night passes. Let's see. Actually, you had the highest. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. 12.
Okay. As far as you know, the night passes without anything. Oh, I'll give you guys one more just net whisper for
Beep.
still bleeding sweat. Is that sweat?
Sweat.
So I'll adjust the number when I get a moment. So you guys have 11 dissonant whispers to use.
Boop, boop.
Awesome. I see a lot of disadvantage rolls coming my way when something comes up. But night passes, as far as you know, without any issues. You guys wake up. There's rain off in the distance to the north towards Waterdeep. Definitely being pulled in from the coast going more east. You guys know that you have another full day of rest as they're changing out horses and continuing to make deals with additional guards and relieving guards and things along those lines.
So here's a question just to make DMing difficult.
Yeah.
Did we cross the river on the way to Daggerford, or do we have to cross the river exiting Daggerford?
You have to cross the river exiting Daggerford.
Okay. Because I think the official 5e sources disagree about whether Daggerford's north or south of the river.
I'm saying that it's south.
Okay.
You begin to get up and get dressed, and Quadrudlum, as you open your tent, standing outside your tent, is
Creepy
that gnome.
dude.
He's like, "I know you."
Cool. And I was kind of keep going about what
Yeah,
I was
and
doing.
he's just going to start following you the entire time, saying, "You ever been, I don't know, south of Burdusk?"
Nope.
Could have sworn I saw you somewhere near Greenest. The entire time, just following you. Everywhere you go, he's about 10 to 15 feet behind you. You guys pick up on this as you guys meet up in the morning. Then as you guys begin to get breakfast and things along those lines, he's there, he's tacking horses and things like that. He's sharpening his sword the entire time. He's just glaring at you. He goes, every time he comes near you, he goes, I know you were there. I know it. I figured it out. You and your friends. And he'll keep walking by and things along those lines.
Do I regroup with...
You guys are all together, yeah.
Yeah, so like, hey, this guy here says he knows us. Isn't that weird?
I would recognize him if he were handsome. He doesn't look my type. I don't recognize him.
Yeah, he says rather loudly, he goes, yeah, I get that. I understand. But I know what you did. I was there. I watched you kill my friends. And so people are taking notice, like, what? Then he walks off and your day continues. He keeps coming up to you throughout the day, so if at any point in time, you feel free to interject. But he comes up to you probably about 4 or 5 times during the day. At one point, right before lunch, as everybody's starting to get together, and they got the cooks are out, and they're cutting meat and getting things ready, and they're slicing bread, which is the first time you guys have had fresh bread in a long time. So the smell is very, pervasive throughout camp. But as you guys are starting to get in line to get your food, this guy walks right past Quabrudlum and does the whole high school shoulder check thing, and then just keeps walking.
If he's contacting me like that, do I first of all, do I see that coming?
Give me a perception check.
15.
You do.
Then if I notice that's going to happen, I'm going to just try to brace to make sure he's not stealing anything from me.
Okay.
That's what I'm more concerned about.
Okay.
Just to make sure he can't take any of my items.
You don't feel like he's stolen anything from you. He's just a very rude, almost Neanderthal man shoulder check of indifference.
So he's just being huffy about it?
So you guys get your food for lunch. The storm continues to move. You can see it being caught around the mountains that are just outside of Waterdeep and pushed down and around. It doesn't look like it's going to hit you guys. Then, as the day goes on, Toral's perception is high enough, and she would have been keying on this, but I want you to give me a perception check just to see if you hear the gloating conversation about him saying what he saw you guys do.
That is probably a fail. That is 5.
You do not, which kind of makes sense. You probably have your book out.
Doing other stuff.
Look at this one. But he talks about how these people came down to Greenest, and they were just. He had some friends that were down there just doing some stuff, and they started wrecking shop on Greenest, and they killed their friends. That he knows he saw Quabrudlum. He would now recognize him because he's seen his tie in the night, and he knows that that's something that was there. And it's just he's starting to gather a bit of a crowd, but a lot of people seem to be rather dismissive of this, kind of like he's becoming the old crazy guy. But as your day continues, you make it through the remainder of that day. You guys know that you'll be leaving in the morning to continue your trek north for about the next 10 days to Waterdeep. There's a little bit of a fog that begins to roll in. Nothing too heavy, nothing abnormal that you guys have not seen before with the weather and everything like that. You're sitting around the campfire again, same scenario as you're eating dinner. He's just sitting there, he's just watching you and just eating, and he's just got this look of disgust on his face.
So, I guess my question would be, if he's saying, so obviously he's inferring that he is part of the cult, is he hanging out with anybody else?
Give me a perception check.
To know what his other cult friends are, I guess? That is a 17.
The best that you can make out for the better part of this day and calling back to the last 40 days, There seem to be about 15 other people that you hang out with pretty regularly.
Okay. Is he talking to those people about who we are?
Some, yeah, and he's also talking to the other vendors. He's talking to basically at this point anybody who will hear him.
It's just strange that he doesn't just like come out and do something about it.
Well,
like, you know, he would like tell his friends, be like, these are the ones that kill the rest of our friends. Let's go get them.
Well,
Like,
let's infer that you're kind of having a conversation about that.
Yeah.
At night. All of you give me a. That would be. Give me a wisdom check. And somebody roll for Jonathan as well.
Rolled his way better again.
Usually you start rolling both and saying, "Oh, the higher one is mine." Man, Jonathan's rolling like crap tonight. He's getting a bunch of 1s and 2s. All right, what did you guys get?
21.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
I got 12.
Okay.
His is 17 plus something.
Why isn't it in alphabetical order? It is, isn't it? No, it's not. What am I doing? Oh, it's up here. Hey, new DM, who dis? You, even with your 12, you kind of got it, but the rest of you all get this. You've picked up that the reason he might not be doing more than what he's doing is that any infighting is usually punishable by very severe means, if not desolation. Maybe he's just making a stink because you guys are getting closer to the end of the leg of the trip. Maybe he's figured something out.
So he's just waiting until we're out
Or
of the
is he trying to get somebody else to instigate so they would get in trouble?
Give me perception. But you know that there's been like people who have bumped into each other and they go to fisticuffs and then somebody gets put in the back of a cart in a cage for an entire day. What was your roll?
10.
Nope, you have no idea. No, I'll give it to you because it would. I think I said it like an 11 or 12. It looks like he's just trying to gather an audience of people who will understand. By the way, I will say that during the second day or the full day of rest in between, you also noticed that there were some horsemen, a cart, who came to collect the cage and the noble in the cage under arrest to be taken ahead of you separately to Waterdeep for judgment for animal abuse.
Cool.
But same thing at dinner. You guys call a night. There's another set of guards out for that night. And anybody want to do anything this evening before you hit the road tomorrow morning? Anything of the same stuff as usual?
I think so.
Okay.
Daggerford wouldn't have any place to like look for spell scrolls or anything like that.
You would know that they wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's definitely a hub, but it's not like
It's
not like a Neverwinter at this point.
I just wait till we get back to Waterdeep.
Yeah, and you're 10 days away, and you know where all those places. You can get stuff for free. I mean, So, all right. So there we are. We begin the next morning. There's the muster call, and everybody gets up and starts packing things up, kicking dirt over fire, and spreading coal and ashes, and hitching things up to their wagons. Everybody gets back in some presumable line, and you guys go across. You loop around the outside of Daggerford, and you catch back up with the main trail, and you go across the bridge to go across the water, and you continue on your way. This guy is guarding a cart that's enough carts away that there's no real interaction between the two groups. But you do notice that during breaks and rest, especially because your perception is definitely high enough, Toril, that you would see that he's constantly like checking back to make sure, where's Quellrudel, where's Eloise at that point, where's Akira. They're not really paying much attention to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I came.
You weren't
after
a part of the original.
Yeah.
Somebody.
I would be keeping an eye on him. Mm-hmm. I think it's become more of like he's just very interesting because he seems very strange. So, like, I'm just curiously, like, watching him because his behavior seems, you know, like, whatever.
I think Eloise would ask you at this point. I know what your dragon book is. Can we assume that after 40 plus days I will
Have you told them?
Well, I mean, it was there. They were there at the table. She saw the book.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. If someone asked me about it, I would tell them.
Okay.
I don't think I would keep it a secret.
I would think I would have asked just out of sheer curiosity.
If you're asking out of curiosity, like Tora would have been like, "Oh yes, look at this," and like blah blah blah, and like, yeah, I would say like who it was and how it was interesting and like, explain things.
Sorry for metagaming here. Would I have an understanding, like based on me talking with you, of what this book is? Like, would you have explained that, or would you have just said, "Oh, this is a cool book"?
Oh, I probably would have gone like on a really long explanation of it.
Okay.
It would have suffered 1 point of exhaustion.
Yes.
Okay.
It would have been to the point where you're like, okay, I get it, and like walk away from me. Like, yeah, no, I would probably go like,
all right,
on long, wandering conversations about it. If you asked.
Hey Tor, can you ask your dragon buddy here if she knows anything about this creep that keeps looking at us? Maybe write something to her, since you two are such great pen pals.
I can try. I don't know how much she might know. I mean, he seems just like a strange little man.
You don't know what that dragon knows until he asks her. Can it hurt?
I can see. She doesn't always respond to me, though.
Well, maybe she's feeling generous. Maybe she wants to whisper back in our ears.
I mean, I can write and... I mean... I don't know what exactly to ask her. I mean, I'm assuming he's just like a cult follower.
Right, but maybe just ask the dragon, do you know anything about this cultist?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can do that and try to describe him.
Sure.
Right. At this point, can we go to not part of the 15 people that this other cultist is going to, but maybe to other people in the band, just casually start asking, hey, what's this guy's name?
You can certainly ask.
All right, I've asked.
Let me get his name. Let me get his name.
All right.
His name is... His name is... I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'm going to change it. Deckwalk.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And at least Eloise would casually ask around, is Devok always this creepy kind of a guy? Is he always this intense?
Give me a charisma check.
Well, at least you give me charisma. Okay. 24.
I would say with a 24, joys of being a DM, you rolled so high that people you're talking to are just so infatuated with you that they can't seem to answer you.
What?
Yeah, sometimes high rolls aren't good. I will say after the entire day, you find a couple people who say he's always seemed to run with his own crowd and this doesn't seem normal.
Is there a specific part of the caravan that we tend to stick with? Like
You stick around the cart that you were hired for.
Okay. So I think just as we're moving, we're like walking alongside, right?
Yeah.
I would probably like walk ahead and behind, like pick up the pace and get ahead a little bit, and then like behind for a while, and I kind of go back and forth, like just as much as like seems appropriate. And I'd be casting detect magic every now and then. At least once per day.
No, that's fine. Nothing abnormal. You see, of course, the magic.
Just the stuff I already know about.
Stuff you already know about. There's nothing. There's not like an aura on him. Like I even say you get in range of him at one point, and nothing abnormal. Standard weapon. There's no rings.
And I just to retcon, I probably would have been doing this from the beginning.
Yeah, absolutely fair. Yeah.
Just to see if there's anything interesting in the other.
In any other caravans?
The carts or any people or...
Roll a d6 for me.
1.
There's at least 3 carts that have a few magic items locked away in their caravan as part of the packages they're carrying. They seem to be scattered throughout.
Okay.
But, I mean...
It's nothing I didn't expect.
Yeah.
It's part of like just guarding. I would do that every so often.
Yeah, that's fair. Absolutely fair. By this point in time, after 42 days, you know who's carrying what it is, what it looks like. I will say, with your perception and you doing this, and the way that you're reacting as well, you happen to have noticed that there is a... What is she? That's a question I never looked up. Just a small... Okay. There's another gnome who is... she's got long red hair. She's dressed in all black, and she's got like this... Almost like a chauffeur's hat. She's got 2 short swords who joined your group in Daggerford, as well as a few others that you wind up striking up a conversation with. Over a course of about a half hour to an hour, you find out that her name is Jenna. Or Jemna. And that she's just on her way to Waterdeep, and that she met up with you guys in Daggerford. She's a couple carts up with you guys. She was hired on as a temporary guard. She's not making much for the trip. She's pretty open about that. She's kind of disgusted with it. She's making like a gold for the rest of the trip. But yeah, so at the end of that day, as you guys are setting up camp again, the guy, what was he going to do? We are there. The guy's what did I say his name was? It's
Was it Deckcock?
Deckwalk.
Deckwalk.
Deckwalk is going to be a little bit more intent. Like he even walks over and he just pours his drink out because I can't even eat with these fools. They killed my friends, and he storms off and he like throws a few things and kicks some rocks into the fire and walks away.
If he does anything like close to me, like I think Toro would just be like, "You're a very interesting little man." Like make some sort of weird comment like that to him. Like the next time he does something like kind of like
you do that, and he just kind of stops for a second, looks at you, and goes, "In your dreams," and just walks away.
Like, oh no, not that, but
no,
like.
No, I know. That would be his reaction.
Oh, okay. Well, Toro will just be like, "You are very strange."
Now,
and I'll make a snide comment to you, Tor. I'll be like, I think he was always picked last in gym class.
Gnomes usually are.
Yeah. Everybody roll me a d20. And roll one for Jonathan as well. This will decide if you guys have...
Just a straight d20?
Yeah, this will decide if you guys have guard duty or not.
Oh, okay. I rolled his lower than my low roll.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
So I got a 4. He got a 1.
Jesus. Okay.
I got an 8.
Okay.
13.
Okay. All right. You guys have guard duty tomorrow night.
Okay.
So you guys go to sleep. You are awakened by some almost like the only way I can describe it is a toothless laughter, and you look around your tent. And did you send that message in the book? The description, like what's the deal with this dude? Da 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 da.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And you like you're like wait, and you move things around. You kind of stick your head out of the tent. You that's when it realizes from your tent, and you move your books around, and you find that tome, the tome of the still tongue, and you open it up, and on the front page, there's this small little text, and it says, "Tides are changing, ringing true. Those who journey soon will be through. They're on a path which will wrought destruction. Hurry up and learn your function. Vecna." And as you read it, it just disappears off the page.
Okay. And because I've read the description of the item, do I understand that that's what the book does, or
Yes.
does this because I've been looking for it?
You've been looking for this book. Yeah.
I don't think I've identified the book, but I basically have the.
I would say by now you.
Maybe the book identified itself.
Yeah. It says, "I am the tone of the still tongue."
Yeah.
And like you knew of these books. There's only 5. This is one of them. You've read about them. You've heard about them. So you're like, "Holy shit! Like I've got one. Awesome." And you write your message, and it writes and it aberrates and goes away. So that's kind of how it works. And you wait to hear back. The next morning, all of you are awoken. Nope, not yet. You all wake up. You all wake up. You all wake up.
Awoken
I forgot to
by
check that box.
birds singing.
Yeah, birds singing. You're all awoken by birds singing.
Yeah.
And you
Just
get
like
ready.
a Disney movie.
You pack up your tents and things along those lines. You get ready for breakfast, and as you guys are sitting down to eat breakfast, I get to turn a page. Yes, I get to turn a page. Oh, such good things. You see Gemna begin to walk up, and she is on a mission. She walks straight up to Qualbrudlum, and she holds her hand out as you're getting ready to take a bite out of your oatmeal. She goes, "Don't eat that."
Oh, you want some?
She goes, and she pulls out a dagger, and she starts kind of poking through your oatmeal with her dagger.
Oh.
And after a very little bit of time, after poking through your oatmeal, she lifts out and shows you some oatmeal smeared object that resembles a tiny bead. She glances over her shoulders towards where the guards are sitting with Deckwalk, and says, "It's a sliver of bone." She whispers it, and it curled into a circle so that you can swallow it in a mouthful of gruel without noticing it. Once eaten, it slowly uncurls inside of you, exposing needle points that pierce your guts and kill you slowly. I suspect they're in all of your breakfast. She gets up and walks away, and she adds, "Let's talk this evening." Do you guys want to inspect your oatmeal?
Yeah. What kind of bone?
It's
Interesting.
just little tiny bead. Little itsy bitsy tiny bead.
Is it
Can
baby dragon bones?
Dragon bone.
That's what
Nice.
Torl is like. But is it some cool bone?
Can we do this subtly so that Tadek doesn't know that we know this?
Deckwalk?
Deckwalk, yeah, there you go.
Sure, you can give me a sleight of hand. If you
Alright.
want to do it subtly.
Yes.
I actually do have identify, so I would have identified everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. As far as you know, nobody sees you poking through your oatmeal.
Oh, like Twirl doesn't care.
Okay.
I'm like probably like, and like just like, and like licking my fingers and like picking like you know, like eating the ones that look fine until like I find it. I imagine like Twirl's kind of quirky anyway, so I don't think it's like a big deal if she's doing weird things like that.
All right. Everybody, give me an investigation check.
22.
16.
12.
All right. You aren't sure, but you both find very similarly shaped small beads throughout your oatmeal. I'll even say that you look in Akira's and Eloise's, and you find what amounts to be a small handful between all 4 bowls. And you promptly discarded them. Maybe you hold on to them for observation later.
Oh yeah.
Can I mage hand Like the other guards are eating oatmeal?
Those ones are eating meat.
Oh. I was going to see if I can sneak it back into their oatmeal.
Nice.
But if there isn't a mechanism for that, then I'll pass.
Is it something, are we the only ones that eat oatmeal? Or is it like, who served, you know what I mean? Like, who served us our bowls?
Are the people...
There's like 4 or 5 camp cooks.
Yeah.
One makes oatmeal, one makes eggs, one makes...
Yeah.
One just carves up pieces of flesh and meat.
So are there other people besides us eating oatmeal?
Perception check.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. If there's others, and then, like, who touched our stuff?
10.
And is there a hierarchy in terms of if you eat oatmeal, you're a lower level, if you eat higher?
That is not the case at
Okay.
all.
I got 23.
23? Okay. There's probably a couple other people that have already eaten their oatmeal and finished.
My first idea is like, what if it's not just an attack on us? What if the oatmeal is just bad? We should just inform everyone, so they don't eat this oatmeal.
Is it like there's a big pot that's been made and we go serve ourselves, or is it like someone gave us?
Somebody gave them to you.
Who gave them to us?
One of the not wait staff, but one of the other guards. There's like, it's just a community thing. You guys go and get food. It's whoever's there just brings food to everybody.
And one of them specifically gave them to us.
Yeah, you can give me a.
I want to know if he's been hanging out with.
You give me an investigation check to find out if the one that gave it to you is the one that's been hanging out.
Cranky gnome. That's what I
And
wrote
can
down.
I do an investigation check of the other bowls of oatmeal to see if we can see those
They're
seeds?
empty at this point.
Okay.
18.
18. To the best of your memory, he does the person who delivered your food is not one of the ones who Deckwalk hangs out with.
And is there any way I think I could try to detect these bones without having to like dig through a bowl of oatmeal?
They're so small that you would have to. You would have to dig through. They are. You ever open up silica gel?
No.
The little packets that you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah.
If I had one, I'd open it up.
Yeah,
They're like half the grain of white rice in size.
Okay.
So they are unbelievably small.
Is there like an authority structure for the caravan? Who would be like the person in charge to alert to like a food poisoning issue?
You could alert the cook who cooked the oatmeal that morning.
I mean, but what if we don't trust him? Who's over his head?
You guys are independent contractors for the person the merchant who hired you. So there's no real hierarchy.
Okay, because I would go to our immediate boss then.
Okay.
That isn't related to the cook though, right?
No.
I was letting know that we think this oatmeal hasn't been properly deboned. It's probably not safe to eat. Consider it poisonous. Just let our group know that. Don't eat the oatmeal today.
He immediately says, "I'll see what I can do," and he walks over and talks to the cook and a few others, and you see them like going through their pots and throwing their hands up, and an argument breaks out, but nothing too big. They kind of dump the oatmeal, they clean the pots, and start packing up.
I would go and ask the cook who like plated oatmeal today.
Okay. He's going to get offended, and he's going to say, I cook it, and I put it in bowls myself.
Oh.
But then this jackass over here told me that somebody found some bones and shit in their oatmeal.
I challenge him. Yeah.
Well, I see stuff like that all the time, but I ate the oatmeal this morning, and I'm fine.
Well, we'll find out. Hopefully you're fine.
Is that a threat?
No, you already ate it. I can't threaten for something that already happened.
And meanwhile, Eloise will just go up to the cook and be like, he doesn't mean anything. He just wants to make sure that you are nice and taken care of, so you can keep cooking us fine meals. Isn't that right, Q?
Give me a charisma.
17.
He says, "Okay. If you don't mind, I gotta finish packing up so we can hit the road." So with that, you guys journey along the road. Everything is happy. Everyone is awesome. It's wonderful. It's great. It's a beautiful day. Nobody suffers from any intestinal disorder. As the
Yeah, I'd probably be paying attention to whoever else ate oatmeal.
Yeah, to see if they're...
Yeah,
like, I would just
assume.
be keeping an extra eye, kind of.
Nobody seems to be having any issues.
Okay.
Say, because you guys are all being observant and you're watching and looking at everything, everybody give me a nature check. Somebody roll for Jonathan, please. Let's go ahead and tell me the number.
13.
Okay.
10.
I got a 10.
Okay.
Jonathan rolled a 6.
You rolled what?
6.
Okay.
Plus whatever.
It's all high enough. You guys see another storm surge coming in from the Sea of Swords. It's a ways to the north. It looks like it might be somewhere between 1 or 2 days ahead of you if it makes landfall in the path that it's going. And so there seems to be a lot of chatter about pushing, not through the night, but well into the night to try to shave a full day off to try to either get to a safe spot before the storm hits or to try to get to Waterdeep, to try to get to a spot where maybe the storm will make its way through. They're just trying to save some time, and it's pretty much agreed upon that you're not going to push through the night, but you're going to push past dusk a little bit. And we'll say that at one point, once that decision has been made by the entire caravan, Gemna comes back and she kind of walks by you really fast. She goes, "Whenever we make camp, we'll talk then." It looks like it's going to be a longer night. It's also mentioned that this area of the Tradesway is a little bit rougher, and so the mentality that people have is to go into protectionism, which is not to group but to spread out when it comes to caravans, because a large group is just a bigger target. Small groups are a little bit easier, so everybody spreads out by a little bit, but not much. You're still within 195 feet or so of the next caravan. But that's just, this is not the first time this has happened. It's pretty commonplace for you guys. But it makes me need to change one thing really fast. Cool. But the sun begins to fall. You guys eat, some of your provisions and things like that. You have jerky or whatever. And you move through the evening. The sun sets. It's a pretty beautiful sight to see the sun setting off below the mountains and the last rays of light hitting the tops of the storm itself, and it turns into a vibrant purple with red and yellow flares, and you see lightning, and you can see the rain falling and that wall-like effect that it has at a distance as it comes across the sea. You can see the surge picking up behind it. You can see the wind blowing across the white-capped water and making some pretty impressive sights for you. But. Where's it at? As you guys continue, from off in the woods to your north, between you and the next cart, comes a lame horse pulling a wagon with a couple of people on it, trying to get the horse to keep going. Looking back behind them, you see one of the people is standing up in the back of the wagon facing the woods, and you hear the sound of crossbow bolt firing. As the cart comes onto the trail, the cart tips over, and you hear the horse call out in pain. And as we do that, I want you to see, so I'm going to try to make this work. Bum, bum, bum. We do this. What page am I on? We gotta do a couple moves, I think.
So these are people coming towards us. We're passing them on the road?
They came out of the woods directly in front of you.
Oh, okay.
So we'll go
So there was a path in the woods.
there, and then we will go there. You guys are going to need to scroll down a little bit, and I need to change the view for those people who are watching.
Is the mouse out?
Oh, it's over here, sorry.
So this is as we're riding along?
Yeah, as you're riding along, this cart comes out and tips over. And there. I'll get there. Wasn't 100% ready. Sorry, guys. Even though this guy over here is not roped in green, just, oh, you can't see the green anyway. That's adorable. But you see the car tip over, the 4 people kind of fall underneath it, and from out of the woods
Dun, dun, dun.
comes a small band of hobgoblins
Aha.
chasing after the cart. Your cart master, whatever, your driver begins to take shelter and does his thing and just kind of points and says, "Take care of this." So
You're up.
With that, I need everyone to roll initiative. Can't let you guys go a night without a fight. 25 to 20. Somebody roll for Jonathan and I'll take care of his. I'll play him.
I rolled a 6
A 6.
for him. Yeah, I don't know what his initiative is.
This initiative is plus 20.
That's pretty good then.
Oh, 21 for me.
Oh. I forgot that I have advantage, so it's a 21
Nice.
instead of a 7.
Nice.
I was like, wait a minute. I have something fun with this.
And what was yours?
16.
16.
Bow, bow.
House of Kira is so low. Ugh. Okay. So, with that, Toril and Eloise, you are up first.
Can I ask
I'll
a
give you guys a
question?
moment to position yourselves around the cart where you probably would be.
What size creature is a hobgoblin?
A hobgoblin
Is he medium?
is a medium.
Hoo-hoo-hoo. You've made my decision for me then.
So medium, like human sized.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swallow some hobgoblins tonight.
Phrasing.
Sorry. I'm gonna be a toad. It's gonna happen.
Is it windy?
There's a wind, yeah. It's blowing from east to west.
Would you say it's at least 10 miles per hour?
No.
Okay.
Doppler
What were you
radar
gonna
says
do?
5 out
What is it
miles an
called?
hour.
Fog. Darkness. Alright. Eloise, Toril, you're up.
All right.
You can go ahead.
Oh, all right. May I have the mouse?
No.
Gracias. Not what I wanted. When doing movement, are we assuming that we would have already moved to get to the hobgoblins, or we have to do our movement first?
You'd have to do your movement first. I'll kind of move you around the cart where you
I was
probably...
gonna say, I would assume we would be
I would
like
have-
on each side.
Right, like I would have assumed, say, like we'd all be on like one side, so like from here, whatever movement I wanted to do.
Put Akira back here. Yeah, from there, you would do whatever movement you want to do.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go 5, 10, past this dude here, 20, 2 right here. Let me make sure it's got range. Okay. And I'm gonna attack this hobgoblin here with a good old whip.
Okay.
That's a 18.
18. Let me check. Barely hits.
Good to know. 9 damage.
9 damage. Noted.
And then as a bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark on this hobgoblin right here.
Okay. Tor?
Alright, what beast are you turning into?
I'm gonna be a toad. I want to swallow something.
Man.
How
How
many?
is chat so quiet with all these awesome things?
Let's see. How much is a square again?
5. It's 100 feet.
Oh yeah. I think I don't know if I can do. I can only move 20. Well, let's be smart about this, Megan. Yep. I'm going to run up and then I'll turn into. I have faster speed as me than the toad. Okay, so I'm going to wild shape
Okay.
into a giant toad.
All right. So,
Croak in his face, and then bite him.
Do toads bite?
Yes.
I thought they just go with their tongue or whatever.
Well, I also grapple, so maybe that's the tongue part, is the grappling. Ooh, yay. That is a 22.
22.
Boop, boop.
22 hits.
I know it does. And I do a...
Trying to make this to where you are respective of size.
So that is 11 piercing damage plus 7 poison damage, and he is now grappled.
Well, you're grappling a dead hobgoblin.
Oh. Well, fine. Then I, spit him out then.
Okay.
Well, that's no fun. I wanted to swallow him.
You have many other fish in the sea tonight.
Wow. Okay.
Next time I know, don't bite so hard so I can, swallow him and let him be, slowly killed and blinded by the acid in my stomach.
Practice makes
Because
perfect.
that's more fun. Okay.
5, 10, 15.
Why am I so big looking?
Because you're gigantic,
Oh, because
right?
I'm a big toad. I was like, wait, I'm huge.
All right. So you have 2 hobgoblins attacking you, Toral. 2
Okay.
attacking you, Eloise, and 1's attacking the guard behind you, Eloise. You would have gotten an attack of opportunity if you would like to try to take it.
Please. $23.
That hits.
And with any weapon I want, or
Melee weapon.
melee? Okay.
I mean, hobgoblins don't have a natural fear of toads or anything like that. They have some amphibious fear.
No.
How about this one specifically?
I think they're pretty scared. I mean, literally, a giant toad, just ate their friend. So
10 damage with the opportunity attack.
Okay. All right. So let's just go from top down. Toral, they are swinging at you and Eloise and one of the guards with their long swords. So that's a 19 and a 12 against you, Toral.
yes.
Okay. So they're not going to use their martial advantage just yet.
It would have been cool if I darted out my tongue and took their sword and flung it.
Do both of them hit or just one of them?
Oh, both of them do.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. The toad has low armor class but high hit points.
So it would be a total of 9 points of damage.
That's fine.
And against you, Eloise, it is a 18 and a 21.
Yep.
All right, so you take 5 damage from one, and then 6 damage from the other, and it's going to use its martial advantage because you hurt it. So its martial advantage is an additional 2d6. So it's another 6 points of damage.
Alright, I'm gonna reduce the damage with my Rapier Master to try to help there.
And the one that you hit as it ran by you is going to swing at the guard on the ground. It's not nearly on the ground, but close to the ground. Behind you, he's going to swing and miss. And it's going to scream in common, "Fucking attack, you bastards!" And you're going to kind of see all the other hobgoblins perk their heads up a little bit.
Who said that?
The one who's behind Eloise at this point.
Oh.
And now we move on to the guards and the other person. They're all going to... This one's going to stand up. That one's going to stand up. They're going to limp away. And come over here. What's going on with this one guard? Let me move the whole cart. See what happens. Nothing. Oh, is he on the map layer? What? There we go. I can move him. He's going to come up here. And these two are going to attack that one. And the one standing next to you, Eloise, is going to attack the one directly in front of him. Miss. Hit. Miss. He's going to do... Alright. Alright, cool. I skipped you, Cobra Bloom. You should have gone before the guards, I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, oh, everyone rolled pretty high. That's fine. I will, first of all, I'm going to see, could Raymond go through the cart, like the space of where the cart is?
Your cart, yes. Their cart, no, because it's on the ground.
Yeah, so how tall is it? Could he like jump up there and get over there?
It's about 10 feet high, 15 feet high. Because it's
No,
about
it's-
the same
okay.
size cart as what you guys are guarding, but it's on the side.
5, 10,
15
20.
feet wide?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's a big cart.
Okay, I think Raymond can go, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30?
Yeah.
His speed is 40, but he'll go there and help.
Okay.
I am going to cast Fog Cloud about here. And it has a 20-foot radius, so it'll cover a 40-foot diameter. So it should get these 3 guards and not quite that.
Where'd you cast it?
About here. Or do I have to cast it in the center of a square?
No, that's fine.
Okay. I just wanted to get the other guys in it.
So you cast it about, give or take there.
Sure.
And you said 40 feet?
That's the diameter of it.
So, something like that.
There we go. And I'll say, get in the cloud. It'll be easier it'll be safer.
I want to move this down there. That way you can kind of see the space.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to, since you should have gone before, I'm going to retcon and give the guard who missed advantage, since you're helping. And he still misses.
Okay. Basically, the goal of that is attacks against those guards are at disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah, because they're obscured.
And now Kira's going to go. And let's see. I need like 7 monitors to do this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to go there, and he is going to use Chill Touch and hit the Hobgoblin Captain. And that's 1d8.
I think he's here.
That sounds like a neighbor.
Oh yeah.
So he does 1 damage. But that was his cantrip. So he is also going to use his second attack to do the melee attack, which is a miss. And that's where he's going to stop for now. Now we're back to the top of the order. Toril, Eloise.
I'm done.
All right. I'm going to use my Moon Touch Rapier on the Hobgoblin with the Hunter's Mark. $24.
That's a hit.
$12 damage.
It is eviscerated.
And I'll move the Hunter's Mark to the Hobgoblin next to the dead guy.
Okay. Tor?
Okay. I'll bite the guy, the one on top.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Nice.
So was it? I just double it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So many things with this. Okay. So no, I'm not gonna get to. I don't get to do the cool thing I want to do because obviously I'm gonna kill him. So that's 12 piercing damage and 5 poison damage.
Falls to the ground.
Dang it.
Move these dead bodies off into the woods for now.
I'd probably like take my tongue and like fling him. It's fine.
You're flicking it with your tongue?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're initiative count 20 on the second round. Toril, Eloise, you're in the fog cloud, so you don't see this. Quabrudulum, you see this. Akira does not. Toril, you see this. There is a whole nother party of hobgoblins coming.
Oh. Ah. Okay.
So
Okay. Looks like a party.
all right. So the one that you hunter's marked is going to attack the guy next to you. The one that's in front of you now, Eloise, is going to attack you. The 4 around the giant toad are going to attack the giant toad. What's the rule for the fog? Is it a disadvantage?
Yeah, the people in it are heavily obscured.
Alright, so disadvantage on the rolls.
So unless there's a more specific description of obscured.
Alright, so for Eloise, you're with disadvantage, that is a 17.
Miss.
Alright, for the dude next to you, with disadvantage, it's a 9, that's a miss. For the one attacking the guard, disadvantage is good because that was a natural 20, is a 12, that's a miss. Now for the giant toad. 8.
No.
16.
Yes.
13.
Yes.
10.
No.
So 2 hits. You take 9 damage.
I'm like blocking with my like tongue lashing out. Like, watch out.
I really wish Eloise could see this because I have some great comebacks.
Well, you said 9?
9.
Okay.
Quabrudlum.
I am going to... How far away am I? 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Yeah, it's plenty of range. I'm going to cast Grease on this spot here.
Okay.
It's going to cover these 4 squares. And so those 2 guys are going to have to make a dexterity saving throw. Wait. I'm not going to do that if I can take it back.
Yeah, you can take it back. Never.
Because... No, never mind. It's good. I thought it was concentration, but it's not. I will do that. Grease there. They have to make a dexterity save.
Oh, that's a really cool graphic, and I have to... There we go. I already paid for it. That's awesome. So there's going to be these 4 squares?
Yep.
Alright, they made a dex save?
Yep.
First one's a natural 20. Second one is a 12.
Okay, so the second one falls prone.
Okay.
And that is going to be difficult terrain, and that dex save will have to happen again anytime a creature enters or ends its turn there.
Okay.
And I'm going to move forwards a little bit.
Is there like that sound effect of like whoop, 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 like
And Raymond will actually move down to help Akira.
We'll say that's prone for now. Alright, cool. And by helping Akira, that means that Akira will have advantage?
Yes.
Okay. This guard is going to limp back here. You can tell from here, Bobrudlum, that guard's leg is broken, and he's just trying to get to his friends.
Okay. If I have any more, I'll be like, get in the fog, you'll be safer.
Alright, he'll move into the fog then. And now he's blind. Blind with a broken leg.
But yeah, no one else should know that he's there to mess with him.
It does remind me of a joke that I heard. So, what do you call a deer with no eyes?
Oh dear.
No idea. What do you call a... There's 3 parts to it. What do you call a deer... What do you call a deer that has no eyes and a broken leg? Still no idea. What do you call a deer that has no eyes, a broken leg, and a broken penis? Still no fucking idea.
that's dad jokes 101.
Yes, I love it.
Dad
I
jokes.
think I can hear my wife's
one-on-one.
eyes rolling from down here.
I can hear them. We
Yeah.
can hear everybody's.
That's like the
We hear
second-
you, Katie.
With that, he's moving down there. These guards are going to attack this one, and I'll tell you guys, the guy next to Eloise is a noble. Is going to attack the one with Hunter's Mark. And I cannot roll these guards to save my life. The noble gets a hit. He reaches out with his rapier and slashes, and you see a really deep cut across the arm of the one next to you, Eloise. Now Akira is going to open another window so the DM can be even more confused. He is going to unarmed strike twice. That's a hit. A hit. And that is 7 damage total. And he is going to burn a key point to do flurry of blows. For a miss. Yep.
On both?
Yeah. 4 of 1. Now back to the top of the order. Toral and Eloise.
You want me to go?
Sure.
I'll go. So now I have 4 guys around me. Wait. So three new ones came up? Okay. Sure. I'll bite somebody. Oh. Natural 20 again.
Jesus. Okay.
I just really want to swallow something because it would be cool. I'm so sad about this. That's the whole reason why I picked the toad.
So she's saying, Michael, your monsters are too weak.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well,
They can't stand up.
they need to be medium sized, but like not.
You don't want anything too big. But preferably something a little bit stronger.
Medium sized but still swallowable.
So the Goldilocks effect.
Okay. Okay. Well. So that is 16 piercing damage.
It's dead.
And he's got some poison damage in there.
Which one did you hit?
It doesn't matter.
The one that's furthest north?
Sure.
Okay. I'll just put an X over him and move him
Sure.
over there.
Man.
Okay. Eloise.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna use the rapier on Goblin with the hunter's mark. 18.
18 barely hits.
All right. $12.
He is dead.
All right. And please move that hunter's mark.
2.
The goblin right next to me.
Okay. Okay. This one here is going to. You get an attack opportunity, Toral. Actually, he can't see Eloise. He's going to stay on here. Alright. So, goblins get to attack. I got 3 against you, Toral, 1 against you, Eloise, at disadvantage. And this captain's attacking those guards. Against you, Toral, it is a 17, a 16, and a 20.
Hit.
Alright.
If they kill me, if they kill my toad before I can swallow one of them, I'm going to be really upset.
Everybody will be upset. That would
There
be...
are always other nights.
15 damage.
Okay.
Against you, Eloise, it was a 18 and then a 17, so it's a 20.
If it's a 20, it's a hit.
Alright. You take 5 damage. And against...
Alright, let me use that rapier master.
The guard at disadvantage still hits.
Toad is looking sad, by the way.
Alright, rapier
1 guard
master.
dies.
Alright, 4 damage still.
Oh no!
So second attack, disadvantage. Other guard is hit, and he's not looking good. All right. Now, Quadruplum gets to go.
I'm gonna ice knife at the one closest to me.
Okay.
So that is a ranged attack, I think. Yep. $21.
21 hits. Oh, I should have said this one stands up. Sorry.
That is 9 piercing damage.
Noted.
And then the shard explodes.
Alright, and that's a dex save?
Yes.
And aren't they at disadvantage on dex saves because they're on grease?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
I'll give that. The one that you just hit rolled a 13. And the one behind him who just stood back up rolled a 5.
So they both fail.
Alright.
So they're both going to take 4 cold damage.
Alright, the one that you hit as the ice knife explodes falls to the ground and then slides off the map. And
Because
the
of
other
the grease.
Because of the grease.
Yeah. Whoop, 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 and just like slides off like scream.
Alright, then guards get to go. I'll move the dead guard. It's going to limp one more.
Oh.
It's going to position itself so that way it's actually on a square. They're both going to attack the captain. Miss.
Oh.
Both miss.
Okay, probably too late. Perhaps the guards can use those dissonant whispers.
Nope.
I was going to give him to Akira next turn.
Then the noble is going to limp forward and at disadvantage miss the hobgoblin in front of you. Now Kira gets to go.
If he's got a good attack, I'll give him one of these.
All right, yeah, he's going to attack 4 times. So unfortunately, they're at disadvantage. So this just gets consumed. No, he's not really in the cloud. So that's a hit for on his first. That is a hit on his second. He'll use another key point and miss and miss. So he's going to do 12 damage. Back to the top of the order. Toral, surrounded by goblins. All she wants to do is swallow.
Yeah. So we'll just bite somebody else. I'll do the lower right guy.
Okay.
And that is an 18.
That hits.
Okay. And that is only, I may do it this time, guys. That's only 4 piercing damage.
Okay. He's dead. No kidding.
And 3 poison damage.
Ooh, okay.
Alright. Is he grappled?
He is grappled.
I'm gonna grapple him. Now. He's swallowed now. And so he's swallowed. When he's swallowed, he's blinded and restrained, has cover against attacks and other effects outside of the toad. And he takes 3d6 acid damage while he is inside me here.
Jesus.
10.
He dies inside of you.
Oh. Okay, well, it's at the start of his. He takes the damage at the start of my turn.
Okay.
Each of
he
the
will
start of
die
my
at
turn.
the start of his turn while inside you.
Yay.
Okay. Eloise?
I wish Eloise weren't in this cloud so she can make so many remarks on
And
this.
they will literally be like a.
Not so tasty, eh? Alright, continue attacking the baddie in front of me. 18.
Hits.
Number of the night.
Whatever you need.
10 damage.
Okay. Noted.
And as a bonus, I'm going to use Channel Divinity for Vow of Enmity.
Okay, what does that do?
I gain advantage on attack rolls for the person I'm fighting for a minute.
Technically, I'm glad you said that. I need you to roll again because you're at disadvantage because you're both in the fog cloud.
Okay.
If you want to use your Vow of Enmity first, then we can take that roll.
That 18 I had rolled twice.
Oh, you rolled twice on that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had a natural 20 the first time.
Okay. So you now have advantage on him. Okay. Good. Now they get to go. This one, what's the penalty for moving across Greece? Dexterity save to move across?
If they enter it or end their turn there. Otherwise, it's just difficult terrain.
Oh, he should have done dex save. He would have failed. So he's prone. He stands back up.
He just keeps doing those the comical slip and then you sliding around
This one dies and he's dead inside of a giant toad.
Woohoo! Can I use Dissonant Whispers against the other two guys if they're gonna attack me?
You absolutely can.
Can give him 2 of those.
Alright.
Oh.
Give them to me.
Oh, whoops.
Maybe roll disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's 2 attacking Toril, 1 attacking Eloise, and this one is going to do a single strike against a guard and then another strike against Akira. Because he now feels threatened by Akira. So at disadvantage against Toril, it is a 7.
Woohoo!
And then the other one, it is a 3.
Yay! That worked well.
Against Eloise, it is a disadvantage, the same number. So 14 still misses, I believe.
Yes.
And against the one guard at disadvantage, it's a hit. It cannot do so little. That guard dies.
Ooh.
And is going to turn and attack Akira. I'll say disadvantage. What is his AC? His AC is 14. He hits. So that is plus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage against Akira. Alright. And we are now to Quadrudlum.
I will Toll the Dead on this guy that's right next to me.
Okay. That's a wisdom save?
Yes.
Fail.
Okay, and it has taken damage.
Yes.
10 necrotic damage.
It dies. It hears the ringing in its ears, grabs its ears and face, and you hear the bones in its jaw crack and the skull shatter as it falls to the ground, a lifeless body in front of you.
Gross.
I like to give descriptions every once in a while.
And literally, I think that's what you say. You literally just say, yep.
Yep.
That's about what I expected.
This guard at disadvantage is going to attack. Well, actually, yeah. He's going to attack and he's going to miss. The noble is going to attack the one next to Eloise and hit. and he cannot do so little damage. So it dies. Remember to move your
Hunter's Mark
on your turn. So the one that's inside you that you swallowed, right? You have to expel on your turn, right? Not as an action, but...
Yeah, I'm assuming I just kind of like realize that I've killed it and just kind of like...
You can digest it. I'll give you the option to digest it.
What benefit does that give me?
It could potentially give you benefit.
Oh.
It could also poison you.
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean...
Later on, you're going to have the hobgoblin farts.
And you're not near CVS to get medicine for that.
Sure. I can keep him in there then. I'll just swallow him.
Okay.
Digest it. That sounds fun.
Akira is going to attack. How many key points does he have left? He's got a couple left. All right. Both of those miss. Using key point. One hits. For 7 damage. Alright. Back to the top of the order. Toro and Eloise.
From within the cloud, I'm 10 feet away from the guard, but would I be I would have heard every, like fallen comrades, and with my moon touch rapier, would I be able to still see him? And
No.
But I would at least have an idea through like hearing and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You
Okay.
can move to attack, but seeing with the moon, it's not going to help you see.
Okay. That try. We have the mouse. Thank you. Alright. I'm going to move here because this is where I'm going to assume I heard. And if I move here, would I get a help action from Raymond?
No.
Or here?
Nope. Raymond is helping Akira.
Okay. Alright. I'll move there. And move Hunter's Mark on this guy. Assuming that at this point I would have seen him.
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Okay. And I will use the Moon Touch Rapier.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a Dissonant Whisper to cancel out the disadvantage. 19.
Hits.
$11.
Okay, noted. Still alive and kicking. Looking rough, but still alive and kicking. And you digest the one that's inside of you?
Sure.
Gain 4 hit points.
Oh, lovely. Nutritious, delicious hobgoblins.
And then give me a charisma save. Or a constitution save.
Oh, okay.
As your frog.
Adding that and
Oh, you're going to have the Hobgoblin runs.
20.
Okay, the pokey bits from the swords and the armor do not bother you.
Good. It's extra crunch and texture.
Extra iron.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I will...
How long is your fog cloud last? Is it a minute? Something
Like an hour.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
I will bite guy to the left.
Okay.
Bite to the left.
The grease is only a minute.
Okay.
Oh my
We'll say the grease. It's not.
I got a natural 20 again.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is insane. That die is like on fire. So that is 18 damage.
It's dead.
And then
It's dead.
then
It's
come on.
Then.
And some 2 little poison
It's dead.
thrown in. Little dash of poison.
You almost permadeathed it.
Okay. And I'm not scaring these guys. Like, I don't know why he's still sitting here. Literally, a giant toad is, like, eating and, like...
I will say that at this point, you realize that the one that you have left is armored differently than the other ones.
Okay. Do I smell the smell of urine? Like, he's probably peed himself. I think he's a little scared.
No.
He's scared.
No.
Wait, can you do
an
intimidation check with the toad?
Let's see what happens.
Hold on, what would it be? A toad?
You croak loudly.
Yeah.
Use that dissonant whisper for
Like
intimidation check.
Loud croak. Let's see. No, that's a 7.
So you turn and you're like, why is this guy scared? And you go, I'm going to give him a big croak. And you go, Rivet. And he just chuckles. Because that's his name. Chuckles.
Aww.
All right.
It's okay, Chuckles. I'll swallow it.
The one that you just croaked at is going to attack you.
Stop.
Okay.
There's so many.
I think might as well.
It's going to attack you twice.
Okay.
Use 2 or just 1?
I don't know. You guys decide how judicious I should be with these.
We can use it.
Okay. 2 then.
That's why they're there.
All right. First one. Double check the math. Carry the 3. That becomes a 9.
No.
The second one. First roll is an 18. Second roll is off the table.
So it's immediately fail.
Yes.
So natural 1.
Yes.
Holy crap! It's way off the table. I will find it later. I'll send one of my kids down there. Is a 1. So
Now I just like frog chuckle at him.
yes.
And it sounds really creepy.
Now against Akira, feeling threatened. Actually, he wants to finish that guard off. At disadvantage, still hits.
What does Raymond do to help him?
Like clawing and biting at the guy.
Oh, okay.
The other guard dies.
Do they die or are they unconscious?
They're dead.
Oh.
And
That was
then
after the fight. I was going to give them healing potions.
and he's going to turn and swing at his newest contender, Eloise. At disadvantage. With disadvantage is a 17.
Miss.
Okay. And we are now to 12 Brooklyn.
Can I see that guy to the south from where I'm at?
No. I would have given him disadvantage on all of his attacks, so I'm assuming he's in the cloud.
But I know that he's down there, so I'll move
Yeah.
forward. I'll move to a place where I can see him.
What's your movement? 10.
25.
Yeah, you can move to like there.
Yeah, I just need to be able to see him, and I'll cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Wisdom save?
Yep.
With a +0, it's an 18.
That passes.
Okay. Then we go to. There's no guards left. Akira is going to punch. Miss. Oh wait, that's disadvantage. Still miss. Really miss. Thankfully, nobody's standing next to him, and I'm not going to make him hit Raymond. All right, back to the top. Toro, Eloise.
All right. Gonna use Moon Touch Rapier.
Okay.
And Dissonant Whisper, so I can be.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that not disadvantage? Dirty 20.
Okay.
And with this, I'm going to. Do I have to call out if I'm going to use Divine Smite even with the Hunter's Mark?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna call it out then.
Okay.
$21.
Okay. He's still looking hurt, but he's still up.
Did you say he was the leader?
One of them.
Oh, I'm assuming I have the other one.
Stands to reason.
All right. Well, he's gonna get bit. That is 18.
Hits.
Okay. And that is 7 piercing.
Okay.
And 2 poison.
Okay.
So he is grappled
Okay.
and he will be swallowed.
Is there a dex against that? A dex save?
He has an escape DC of 13.
Natural 20.
Oh. Does he have to try to escape on his turn?
No.
Oh.
I just haven't asked because I wanted to see if you could swallow the other ones, but I'm going to ask on these ones.
That's sad.
And there are none of these left. There's none of the. Well, there's. I forgot to do something for him. Now they get to go. Hobgoblins. It's going to attack you twice, Toro.
Okay.
With a 14
Yes.
and a 19.
Yes. Probably gonna die. That's a toad.
Well, you're gonna. Yeah, I was gonna say you just come out being
Toad's
a toad.
gonna die.
So you take 18 points of damage.
Okay.
You still toad?
No.
All right.
And that takes away some of my life points too.
So you're no longer a toad?
Yes, no more toad.
Okay.
Bye, toad. Would have been cool if I had swallowed him and then like I died, because then he like has to like crawl out of my like toad body, and then he's like prone. So you're missing out on these things, letting me.
Against Akira, it's a miss. Against Eloise, it's a 22, and then followed up by a 14 is the actual roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
So it's also a miss. I failed to move this guy last time, but he would have come out here, limping, and he's going to attack the one that's on Toro. And he's going to miss the one that's on Toro. Is he?
Aww.
Yeah, he's going to miss. Barely.
That's sad.
And Quabrudlum.
Toll the Dead.
All right. It is a wisdom, right?
Yep.
14.
All right. It's gonna take 2 necrotic damage.
Noted. All right. Akira's gonna go, and he's going to punch. Sad that it's a disadvantage. It's a miss.
Raymond is helping if that
Oh, okay.
fixes one
I'll
of
give
them.
him the natural 20 I rolled on the first one then. He gets 1 hit. All right. For 6. He's looking really rough. Back to the top of the order.
All right. We'll use Moon Touch Rapier on dude.
All right.
One was natural 20, but at disadvantage it was 18.
18 hits.
My attacks suck. Okay. 9 damage.
All right. Toro.
I'm going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
Okay, so just on him, it's 5 foot, so I'll just put it on him, it doesn't affect the other dude. It has to make, it's engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain, so it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. On it. It is a 7.
You fail. And you take 16 damage.
Okay.
Radiant damage. And oh, sorry, it won't take that yet. When it starts its turn, it takes that.
Well, its turn is next.
Okay.
So.
Well, and every time it's in there, it keeps taking damage.
Alright. So it'll take the damage, and then it will move this way, provoking an attack of opportunity from the noble. Which is a hit. And they are now going to attack. So it's going to attack you again, Toro, twice. One misses, the other one definitely hits. It's a 21.
Yeah.
So you are going to take 9 damage.
Okay.
And it's going to, the other one's going to swing at Eloise twice. Because you're messing it up. At disadvantage. Good, so got rid of the natural 20. But that is a 18.
Yep.
And the second one is a 17.
No.
Okay. So you take. You take 14 damage.
I'll reduce that damage by 1d6 with Rapier Master.
Okay.
That's good. At least it gets me down to 8.
Quadruple.
Toll the Dead.
All right. Fail.
Okay. 2 necrotic damage.
It's almost done.
If I just rolled a little better.
If you would have rolled 1 better.
Nice.
Then the noble is going to, seeing the moonbeam, go this way, the maximum of his movement with a broken leg, and is going to swing an attack. And miss because he's worthless. Quadruplum. You told the dead. Akira is going to, he's going to try. Seeing that he's on his last breath, he's going to use his last key point. Disadvantage, that's a miss. Natural 20, at disadvantage is a 9. Is a 7. Natural 20. And a hit. He cannot do so little. Okay. Back to the top. Toro, Eloise.
Well, I am going to bonus action cast Healing Spirit. So this beautiful spirit elk appears. It's 5 feet of space, so I'm literally going to put it in between me and Noble next to me. So he can also get the benefits of 6 hit points.
Awesome.
And then I will. Then I will move my moonbeam back on top of Batty.
All right.
And when his turn starts, I will deal out his damage. He can try to do a Constitution save again.
All
Or if
right.
you want to go ahead and do that now.
We'll do that now. So Constitution save is a 18.
And okay, so he saved. So he takes 9 damage.
Takes 9 damage?
Yes.
All right. He's looking rough. He again is going to move out, provoking another attack of opportunity from the noble, who is going to roll a 4. And then it looks like he's going to attack you, Toro, with a 22 and a 15.
1 hit, 1 miss.
All right. You take 7 damage.
Good thing I just gave myself 6.
Right. Gorudlum.
Do I have any sense that the other guy is there at all?
You saw him, and then he went into the cloud, and you're still hearing combat.
Okay. Then I think I would just run through the cloud.
You can dismiss the cloud as a bonus action if you want to.
No, because I don't know the other guys are dead, I'm thinking.
Okay.
So I'm thinking the cloud is protecting them.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just going to try to run through the cloud. Which I'm probably going to bump straight into Eloise.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. And I'll... Even if I stopped for 5, I should still be able to get through the cloud, I think.
I'll give you there.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, seeing that, I will Toll the Dead.
All right. Fail.
There's like toad guts
3.
everywhere.
How do you want to do this?
Oh my god.
Oh God, finally.
I've like literally been like working on this guy for like hours. And he pops in with his little 3.
No, just the bell sounds.
Gorudlum, the cleanup crew.
Bell sounds ringing throughout the lands.
And with that, you are no longer in initiative.
Dun, 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 dun.
Then yeah, I'll dispel the fog.
Okay.
Okay, great.
I'm like, oh, why are they dead?
There's a bunch of dead bodies all over the place.
There's lots of dead. There's lots of dead right now. How many did we kill? How many were there? Like 9?
I will show you all of the dead bodies.
That's a weird sentence.
What's happening? I don't think that's all of them.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, 10 bad guys.
That's not all of them. There's a couple that are down at the underneath that didn't get picked up.
Oh.
That I'm not going to try to
Oh,
recreate.
wow.
It
Jeez,
would
okay.
have been a total of 12 bad guys, 2 hobgoblin captains, 10 hobgoblins, and then there are 4 dead or 3 dead bodyguards, 4 dead bodyguards around you as well.
But we saved the noble.
Who
Sort
had a few hit points left.
Because I helped him with my healing
Elk.
stag.
To play through the story, we'll say that he explains that they were traversing. He's a noble from en route to Baldur's Gate as part of an emissary call out that has been made, and those were his personal guards. But he thanks you for saving his life. We're able to mend the horse, right the cart, and they're able to continue. He's able to continue along the way. He loads up the bodies of the guards so they can be properly buried, and he pays each of you 10 gold for saving his life.
Oh.
And if I'd go ahead and give him a healing potion if he looks like he needs it.
Yeah.
And I'd offer, we're only a few days out from Waterdeep, if it would be easier to come there and we can protect you and you can restock whatever you need there.
It sounds like a really good idea.
I was going to say, he shouldn't go all that way on his own.
Because I'll give you an additional 10 gold each if we can make it to Waterdeep safely.
Cool.
And what was the original gold amount?
10.
10.
10. with a promise of 10 more.
If it happens.
Yeah.
If he survives. He might not make it through the night. In due time, you guys are able to catch up with the caravan. You regale the tale. The noble is singing highly of your deeds. Meanwhile, what's his name? Dickweed? No, sorry.
Deckwalk.
Deckwalk is just every chance he gets, he's trying to say more and more. You guys make camp for the night, and Gemna comes over. Hearing what you guys went through, she's very impressed, and she tells you, now let's get down to business. We don't work for the same people, but we're all on the same side. We share a belief that the cult of the dragon must be stopped. I need to know what they're carrying in those wagons and where they're taking it. Will you help me find out? Can we do it tonight?
Possibly. Can we get there without being seen? Get into some of that cargo without it being suspicious?
I can turn into a weasel.
She points out a couple of the other people who have joined, that joined in Daggerford that you guys may have noticed. And one of them, you finally having the clarity and the ability to just kind of like not focus on the little gnome dude. Give me a history check, just to be safe.
It's a 10.
It's enough. He's a red wizard of Fae. And she asks, he points and he's kind of like talking with that group of 15. He goes, why would a red wizard be hanging around with people who I believe are part of the cult of the dragon? That doesn't make any sense. I think they're onto something. We need to look at their cards. If you think we can do it tonight. If not tonight, before we make it to Waterdeep.
Do I assume the red wizard means some kind of necromancy?
Yeah.
And do I have any kind of link between like the undead and dragons that I would know of?
Give me another history check.
I know.
Better than a 3.
What do you know?
16.
16. You hearing with what you already know about what they're trying to do, trying to get Tiamat out of the first level of the Hells and bring her back to this plane, and that the cult of the dragon historically has dealt with making dragon liches.
Yeah.
This is like from conversations with Toril and just piecing things together, that the fact that there seems to be a red wizard that hangs out with this group that you are now also assuming are from Cult of the Dragon, which you have been for the last couple of days, is starting to see pieces fall into place that are not comfortable pieces. You don't know how, but there's something not right about that.
Well, if we need to get in undetected, I can shape into something. And there's Raymond as well. Can do some sleuthing.
And
Like a weasel or an owl.
And Eloise, like, to divert suspicion, like if there's like a captain of the guard somewhere, she can go make small talk with him in his tent.
I'm pretty sure any of the cult people know that you're bad and that they probably, I don't know. Anyway, that is what I can offer to do.
Okay, so what would you guys want to do? You can either attempt something tonight, or you can attempt it another evening. You have about 3 days from Waterdeep at this point.
I'm trying to look
Do you
up
have
what one of my
ideas?
things does, Because I think it's very helpful, and I haven't used it because I don't know exactly what it does. Okay, I'm going to use my phone. That's not working.
Toril, if you are a weasel, I'm assuming that means you wouldn't be able to grasp normal weapons in weasel form.
No.
Okay.
But I mean, if we're just doing a fact-finding mission, if we just want to see what's in there, that's probably the easiest way.
And while you're looking that up, Gemina is going to start asking, like, what do you guys know? What have you guys figured out so far?
We know well, who is she with?
Are you asking her?
Probably. I wouldn't just start telling, like...
Okay. She looks around for a second.
How do we know if we can trust her? I mean, she does seem good, but I'm not just going to give a bunch of information.
Goes, well, we're on the same path.
And what path is that?
Or Eloise would ask, do you have proof of that? Do you have like a medallion or a symbol or something?
She goes, I'll tell you that I'm with the Harpers.
The Harpers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's fine then.
Did you look it up?
Rules as written, I don't understand, but I think it doesn't do what I want it to.
Okay.
It's basically blind sight. Would that let me perceive something like through a wall?
No.
Okay.
That lets you see when blinded.
Yeah.
But not through a wall.
Yeah. Because there's no, like, the sense that you perceive with doesn't depend on light of any kind, but it probably depends on, like, line of sight.
This is the amulet of the dragon?
Yeah.
Right? No, it gives you the same advantage as blind sight as what a dragon has, to where you can see in total darkness.
Well, a dragon has true sight.
Or true sight. So it's just short of true sight. Blind sight is, even if your eyes were gouged out of your head, you could still see.
Yeah.
But not through walls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if she's... Because Leosin's a Harper, and I know that. So if she says she's a Harper, then I trust her.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I guess Tora would go into a long-winded, excited discussion about the history of the Dragon Cult and what they've been doing, and then like she'll probably like want to like rush me along until I get to like the point of it, because I might go on some tangents about things.
Roll me a d6.
1.
Okay. So for about an hour, Toro goes on with all the stuff that she knows. And after about that hour, Jenna's like, oh, okay. Let's just keep our eyes on them. I have a feeling that when we get to Waterdeep, they're going to want to continue north. It's going to be just like it was down at Baldur's Gate. We need to keep an eye on those crates, and if we can find out what's in them, that will go a long way to help us all. She says, don't worry, I've got your backs. Sleep well.
So how does she know? Oh, she just knows how it works in Baldur's Gate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was going to say, because
It's
she
pretty,
didn't...
it's pretty common knowledge.
Okay, does Gemna know Leosin?
Do you ask?
Yes.
Does she know Leosin? She goes, well, I know lots of people. I've probably met them somewhere. With that, she bids you guys a good evening. You guys are on watch tonight. So, who's up?
I'll keep watch so that Toril, if you want to go into weasel form.
Well, are we doing?
Or oh yeah, let's do that first.
Are we doing that tonight, or are we doing that?
Let's. If we're specifically on duty tonight, let's actually do what we're supposed to do.
Okay. If we're on duty, does that mean all three of us are on duty, or we do?
All four of you are on duty. You guys are guarding the entire caravan.
Okay, the entire.
There's we'll say 8 to 10 people per night. You guys do alternating shifts where you're on guard one night, and then you're off the next two. On guard one night, off the next two.
Okay.
Okay.
But we're all on duty the whole night, right?
No, you still shifts.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are still able to split the shifts. That way you guys are still able to get a full rest.
Okay. So yeah, we can just break it up into four chunks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then 4 perception checks, please. Who the hell just put in a change gear ticket?
First one for me is natural 20.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm intellectually curious about who did that.
I'll look at it. I just see there's a change gear email popped up.
And Akira gets a 14.
Okay.
I got 20.
Okay.
15.
As far as you guys can tell, nothing happens. As far as you can tell.
Do I notice where that group of suspicious guys is camping?
They're spread out. They're camping with the carts, just like you guys normally do. You guys get together for food, but then you break apart and you sleep near your carts in case there's a problem. Since you guys have been watching for the last couple of days, you know this group of 15 is spread out over about 6 different carts.
Okay.
And they're not all like together. There's like a couple here. There's like 3 there. There's like 1 there. Stuff like that.
Okay. If there's a good place, I will leave Raymond to basically be a spy in the morning.
Okay.
So I'll once morning comes and we get moving again, I'll like pop into Raymond's senses to see if I can overhear any conversation or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Give me a perception for Raymond.
Yeah, that's not good. I think it's a 4.
As far as Raymond can tell, everybody slept through the night.
5.
5? Yeah. As far as anyone can tell, everybody slept through the night.
Yeah.
But you were awoken by sounds at the start of the next day that tell you that is not the case, as there are screams of murder surrounding a tent in particular. You wake up, you get out of your tents, you hear the cry, the rally. There's a lot of commotion around, particularly Deckwalk's tent. And there, just outside the tent, you see his head. The body is partially out of the tent, and it's been sliced a few times. So Deckwalk was killed in the night. It does not take long for people to start looking at you.
And I'm just looking at like the head there. I was like, he's still staring at me.
I can see that. There's a half orc, a barbarian type that walks over and takes a look, and then another a half elf walks over, and she kind of looks at the body. She's checking the wounds, and she goes, "This was done with a short sword." And do any of you carry short swords?
I don't think.
No.
Okay. And so, somebody points that out because there's more and more interest in you guys being the murderers. Because the wound is definitely too big to be a dagger, it's too small to be anything else. And then one of the other group of 15 points out, well, we could find a short sword anywhere and kill somebody with it and put it away. That doesn't absolve these guys. So they're obviously now starting to blame you for the death of Deckwalk. How do you guys respond?
Can I do like a charisma to try to convince them? And
you do a persuasion.
Persuasion, thank you.
Why do you think it's like anyone can find a short sword and kill him? It doesn't have to be us. Like even I'll just conjure a short sword. Like, see, it's that easy.
Everybody like stands back like, see, he's been saying a lot of shit about what happened in Greenest. He's been pointing the finger. Look, this guy can just make short swords appear.
I can make it anything. I'd make it a dagger, make it a crossbow, make it.
Okay, so you can make.
I'll make like one of the like lucky cats that's like moving his hand.
Okay.
Toril wants to investigate like the area to see if there's any other clues of things.
They will not let you get near the body, but you can give me a perception check on the area.
Okay. Well, like even like around his tent, like not necessarily the body, but like any other things around.
Absolutely.
Broken twigs and footprints. That's a 22.
With all the commotion, there's a ton of footprints everywhere.
I probably would have done it like in the beginning though.
Oh, there's been commotion while you guys were doing
okay, we were far away.
What were you wanting to try?
Persuasion roll.
4.
To basically say that, one, we weren't the only people on guard tonight, and
somebody says, that's right, they were on guard. They could have done this at any point in time.
Yes, and we weren't the only people on guard tonight. So there are other people besides us, and more importantly, this guy's been given, trouble and has been saying things for a while. He's been annoying, but there's no reason for us to kill him, and killing him would not have solved anything for us.
All right. Roll me a d6. What would it be?
4.
Okay. So as you're saying that, I want you to make your persuasion roll at disadvantage because he is still making short sword, dagger, morning star, lucky cat.
Mm-hmm. Dissonant whisper for that.
Okay.
So regular, whatever.
Yep.
Come on, buddy. Well, that's good. Okay, dirty 20.
Not dirty 20. We'll say that some people, less than half of the group, are compelled by the fact that it could have been anybody, but they're being countered by the other majority of the group that are saying, well, just, let's ask the other guards. And the other guards are like, I didn't see shit. And they're like, well, just because nobody saw anything, that doesn't mean you guys didn't do it. So that doesn't make any sense. So you're
because nobody saw anything doesn't mean that we did do it.
Like, well, you're making swords right now. He's been picking on you for the last 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, and then I will say picking doesn't mean we murder him.
And how many other people have swords here?
There's a lot.
Yeah, that's my point.
And you all have seen us for the past 40 plus days. When we fight, we have fought people who have abused animals and who have fought people within our caravan. We have given you meat. We have done no action so far that have led to murder of anyone within this caravan. If anything, we have protected us. And we have fought for the defenseless.
Oh, and by the way, the footprints you saw are all from all the people. You roll high enough that they're from all the people that are crowded around the body. So whatever was there is no longer there.
Okay. Would we know who was supposed to be patrolling that area during?
You guys just all looped, so everybody would have passed by.
Okay. So there was like no one in the area like at all times. It's kind of just like
no.
Periodic. Okay. Where's Jenna?
Give me a perception check. And I will say at this point in time, they say, well, if it wasn't because of the higher roll, If it wasn't one of you guys, then I wonder if somebody stole something. Do we need to start looking at these crates?
24.
Nowhere to be found.
I knew I like half trusted her.
Why?
She was with some other... Was she just by herself, or she said she was with some other people, right?
She came by herself, as far as you can tell.
But she said that there's others with her that are there to help.
She's working with others, is what she said.
Okay.
We'll take a moment to see what Raymond can hear, where he's at. He's just hanging out somewhere in a different part of the caravan.
The commotion has drawn a lot of people, like pretty much the entire group.
Okay.
I would say as you continue to do this, give me a persuasion roll.
16.
Okay. Give me another persuasion roll.
So we
Regular or adjusted?
Regular.
We didn't know anybody else that Gemna was with. I might mention that then, that there's someone missing.
Now give me your rolls at advantage, as you mentioned that.
Oh, the first one was better. Or do you want me to redo it?
No, you're just giving yourself advantage on that first roll.
Okay, yeah, the first one was better.
Natural 20, 25.
Okay. Who's the guy that hired you guys? Do you remember which one it was?
Hogren
Bristlefury.
Okay. So, you mentioned the fact that Gemna has gone missing. You're doing this display. You're continuing to try to compel.
I won't say it accusatory, but I'll just
No,
be like,
yeah, like
Jim isn't here.
Kira's, trying to help dissuade. Like, come on, guys, just let's think about this for a minute. I know it wasn't me. I know it wasn't my friends. And what was it? Hogren. Mm-hmm. Hogren walks forward to talk to some of the, to kind of like talk with some of the other merchants. And there seems to be some nodding going on. And Hogren kind of holds his hands up and he's like, in the absence of evidence, there is not shit we can prove. We've got to make our trip to Waterdeep. What happened has happened. Let's let it the fuck go and move on. And a lot of merchants are like, come on, guards, fuck it, forget it, leave his body, I don't care, let's go, come on.
And I was like, if anyone really cares what happened, take his body to Waterdeep, pay one of the temples to speak with dead.
A couple of the other guards say, yeah, sure, and they start packing up his stuff and they bring it with them.
How are the other people that he was with reacting to like this?
With
just like get
the
over
announcement
it,
that there doesn't seem to be anything that can be done right now, they are quickly silenced. Like, fuck.
Like,
okay.
I'm wondering if they like killed him themselves just to like try to accuse us of something.
But the body is packed up. It is strapped to the back of a cart. And people kind of begin milling about. The tenor lowers. And people are beginning to get ready to hit the road again.
Still no sign of Jimna?
Nope.
Strange.
Interesting. Alright. What would you...
I was gonna say, I think I want to wild shape to my owl and just kind of like hover over
Okay.
for the day.
Okay. Easy enough.
And just kind of like really be watching for things.
Alright.
Not super high up, but just better vantage point.
And you guys realize that with the push you made, by the end of the day, you will probably be in Waterdeep. Or at least at the gates. Do you guys pack up, or do you guys want to continue investigating?
What else is there really to investigate?
More clues than the rest of the people.
Yeah. As you guys go about packing up, the remaining group of that 15, they don't look at you the same way that Deck walked in, but they look at you with like utter disgust, like turning their noses and all that fun shit.
They obviously blame us. Is that the vibe?
Yeah.
Can we do like an insight check?
Yeah, you don't even need to do the insight check.
Okay.
It happens so often. But let's do a group perception check to see if anything happens for this last leg of the trip.
If there's anywhere Raymond can be to try and scoop some information.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I roll a 5.
All right, roll 1 for Raymond as well.
21.
21.
21.
Okay.
Raymond's got he's got 21.
Okay. Jesus. Okay. So you see nothing for the rest of the day, but Raymond does hear, as well as the rest of you, hear that there's just a lot of the remaining 15 that you're now assuming pretty solidly are cultists.
Mm-hmm.
If there is conversation about your group, it's the murderers. You know, They did this. We'll deal with this later. Let's get through Waterdeep and keep going. We've got shit to do. We're on a timeline.
How I said that I wanted to be like in an owl shape, would like everyone else kind of be aware that like I can shape into things?
I would assume that you've done this more than once on the trip.
I was gonna see if I could like be an owl and just kind of like hover over them if they would know that it's me.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Well, fine.
Especially if you have the beret on you.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to do with Raymond, but they would probably recognize Raymond.
They'd probably recognize Raymond, but Raymond wanders all the time.
Yeah.
I would say that if you're wanting to get low, you're going to need to do some dexterity saves against having rocks thrown at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't bother. Yeah. I won't try that then. I mean, I'll get like, I think I might like hover like closer to them to just like make sure I have my eye on them, but not close enough that they, that
I would say
feel
that like
threatened.
they would maybe if they were talking like those fucking murderers. I can't. This is some bullshit. We got stuff to do. Then fuck. Just wait. Chill.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with Raymond, like again, they're so used to Raymond just walking around. It's like whatever. So with that, since we're at 10:24, you guys make it to the south gate of Waterdeep.
Woohoo.
At which point in time, Hogren turns and pays you. It was 10 gold per 10 day, so 50 gold each.
Plus the
plus the noble gives you money.
So that's 60 gold.
60 gold total.
60 gold.
We're in the
And
money.
I will add that to Akira's at some point, or I'll make him do it. Make him watch the stream. And Hogren, thanks you very much. And he's been explaining as you guys have been getting closer. It's a lot of the same deal. Carts are allowed in Waterdeep, as we know, but this is another way station of sorts. So your duty is done. He has no plans of going any further north at this point in time. His goal was to get to Waterdeep, but he does mention what's the North Gate? Is it called North Gate?
I think so.
That much like the same before, if anybody's continuing north, that's where they're going to go.
There's actually two gates. There's one north center and there's one that's northwest.
I think it's whichever one of the ones is on the high road. One of them is not on the high road. North center. So it's the same deal. He has been writing letters, and he hands you a bunch of letters, which are like letters of commendation to help you guys find work. If you guys want to continue your journey, you guys probably have discussed the fact that you don't know if Waterdeep's your endpoint, and he's the same way. He's like, if you guys continue on, he goes, if I see you again, thank you so much for your help. And with that, we will say that you guys move your way into Waterdeep, probably following the particular carts that are being cross-loaded with things from these members.
Is there a guard named Gus meeting us at the gate?
Actually, yeah. At the gate, you come upon
some really shiny guy.
There's a captain who's standing over top of the other guards platform, just kind of observing. You see that his skin glistens in the moonlight at this point. He is wearing house colors along with his guard attire. He's got a very fine rapier attached to his hip which is different than the other guards. Most other guards are wearing short swords or long swords. A pair of black gloves, and he always has this smile. And I would say, especially as Eloise and Toro walk up, he's kind of like, hey, welcome to Waterdeep. If you need anything, Gustavus, right? Augustus Thomas of the Thomas estate. Just look me up. I'll take care of you. And that's where we will end the evening. That's with your introduction to Gus. So with that, the players that are present this evening may level to level 5.
What?
Woo!
That's exciting.
And we will pick up next week as we move into Waterdeep.
Ooh.
And that's where we're going to stay for the rest of the campaign.
Have you guys heard this thing called the Blue Alley?
Yes.
Yes. But thank you, everybody who has hung out, all 7 viewers. We appreciate it. Please keep in mind that we are still racing to 100 followers. At this point in time, we are at 31. So 9 more followers, and we get to kick off 2 giveaways. One for another starter set, and one for a set of dice from Ogopogo Gaming. It's their limited Blood and Steel set. We hope to be able to come back next Friday and as many Fridays as we can in the future. If you want to see me play as the most amazing and incredibly aged Nightbreeze, check me out on Gidgewitch's channel on Wednesdays. Toro plays as Lindariel, and Steven, who is currently Quobrubulum, is our DM, so he plays everyone else. But I look forward to recapping this amazing episode early next week, and thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.